Hey, good evening. For the first time, for me.
Yes, that's right.
Did you sign the attendance?
Yes.
So we are still with geography, am I correct?
Yes.
The second chapter.
Oh, yes.
And that is, we have finished climate.
Yes.
And we are with what? Okay, let me just cross check some portions again. You keep updating me the portion as per your schools, correct?
Yes.
Because I heard certain schools are a little bit like, do you have volcanoes, earthquakes, and weathering for the coming exam?
Just
That's I see. And so climate I've completed.
Yes, sir.
Then what was the next topic that I've started with?
Oh, yes.
I didn't start. Okay, what is the next topic by the way?
So, economics.
Economics I've started with.
No, sir.
I'm saying, you want me to start with eco, what it is?
Yes, sir.
Eco, people as a resource.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Or is geography chapters, more chapters are there for you guys? Besides the chapter that I completed?
So one chapter.
Only one. Correct. Ma'am. How about you? So it's still to come up to you. Just give me a textbook or a notebook to me. You have a textbook? That's our one. So this chapter is pretty lengthy what we see, but we will do it in small slots so that the chapter doesn't take long for a long time. Correct? Now when we understand this chapter, I'll tell you what all the things that you have to keep it in mind. So do one thing, put the heading in your notebook. I'll personally give now highlights of the chapter, then we'll move ahead. So that you will come to know. This Palampur chapter is completed. Yes. Understood? Yes. Test is also done. So how was the performance? Okay. Better. But now I'm taking up economics. Okay. So first topic that we have to study, it is population is an asset. Okay. The second topic that I have to study or I teach you, you write this in your left hand side of your margin. Here I will be teaching you what is the meaning of the word human capital formation. Copy along with me. And the next topic that I have to discuss, we have case studies wonderfully. Then next I'll be taking you definition of economic activities and then classification. It's a subtopic. Classification of economy. This is how you learn the big chapter maybe. So classification, we have primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary activity, secondary activities and tertiary activities. So these are classification of activity. And next that we have to do components. One is market and other is non-market. This chapter is a bit of a lengthy one, but we have to do it in a classification of economic activities. Here again we have two. One is market, another is non-market. Then next we will and then I think quality, all minor topics. Oh. And unemployment and case studies, types of unemployment and effects of unemployment. First we'll have types, that explaining causes, directly effects. So now you tell me if this is completed in your school, okay? Did they do it in the way that we are doing? Yes or no? Or just they read the chapter and just left it? They've done it?
No, sir.
He is clueless. Wait, done or not?
Sir, in school? Yes, sir, it's done.
Done.
Sir, exam.
Exam is also done.
Sir, in school.
And school I know, but here they are not. Okay. So let us go with a very quick recap. I'll try to put it very slowly and very steadily. Then you decide where you want me to give the notes. Okay. I feel I'll be giving very important topics and notes. Because chapter thoda lengthy hai. We have our case studies also. Case studies are easy to understand. Now, do you think population is an asset? For that, you need to know what is an asset. Correct? Opposite of asset word. We say opposite is liability. In economics, when I say asset, means source of income or it brings you earning. This brings you only expenditure. Correct? Now you tell me, is population an asset or a liability? We have two most populous countries in the world, and one, China. The problems that we face in India with respect to high population, do you think China is also facing the same?
Less than India.
Less than India. Why do you say like that?
Because in our country there is much of poverty and less.
Very good. Poverty is there. Good. Uneducation.
Yes.
Poor standard of living. Government programs doesn't reach to the common people, etc., etc. So the slogan in our country called Garibi Hatao, done by Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Who was Mrs. Indira Gandhi? The Prime Minister. That was way back in the year 1979. And we are in? Do you think Garibi Hata? So what we are planning to tell you this chapter, that people is definitely a resource. But then for that, you need to give people something. First, you need to give them quality. The most important, what? Food, correct? Second, medical facility, or I can say health facility, correct? Yes. फिर बस इतना ही देना है और भी कुछ देना है. Sir, housing, and housing तो देना है. Along with housing, now we say even education. Let us tick. And you only tell me, sir, इसमें कौन सा tick लगेगा और कौन सा नहीं लगेगा. Let's ask the first tick. Are we able to provide them quality food? Forget about quality. Food ही नहीं मिलता है. Second, is the medical and health facility quite okay? Quite okay. Is it better? Better भी नहीं बोल सकते. Quite okay. So I can say not very good. How about housing? It is number of slums only tell us. Correct? Again we say cross. Education, no cross, no tick mark. Okay. I mean, now you only see how many cross marks and how many tick marks.
0.
Almost. So can I say it is an asset? It becomes liability. Neither you nor me. Listen, we can play a simple role. I didn't put some quality of human life. There is one small paragraph, quality of life. उसमें government ने एक ही बात बोला है, give them first education, correct है?
Yes.
Because education is one thing, we don't understand that how important it is initially. You drop out in one standard, you resume the school, but what is that feeling the whole year you'll have? Oh my God, my friends have gone ahead and I'm stuck to the people who are junior to me. Don't you have that grudge? So government of India is saying, if I want to improve the quality of human life, food, clothing, shelter, okay. Health and education must also be given. We are not asking very high facility, but minimum, average. Then definitely Indian population will not be a liability, then it will be definitely an asset. What was India before or during 1947? And what is India in 2022? There is a considerable change. Improvement is there. But the number of people who are getting benefited is still against a 1:10. What is that 1:10 means? Out of 10 people, only 1 people get the benefit. And the remaining 9, don't know. No idea. I didn't get it. Who told you that aisa free mein kuch mil bhi raha hai? In India, we have infant mortality rate. You know what is infant? 0 to 1. High. Maternal mortality rate. What is maternal? Both the mother, children, or the mother or the child. That is also high. The diseases that the adolescent children have is very high. But the facility, I think Bombay quite better. But you go to Bihar, UP, Delhi, even Delhi. People come from all around the north state only to Delhi. And Delhi ka jitna bhi government medical colleges hai, colleges, it's overflowed. Why do you go to Delhi so far? You go to our own Sain Hospital in Sain area. Kabhi suna hai? Lokmanya Tilak kuch hospital uska naam. One side the bodies come, the other side the bodies go. Patients no time. 2 patients are on the bed, 4 patients are below the bed. Operations are done there only. No place for patients to even sit and get some injection. Why? The number of cases have increased. I don't know, during COVID, many people said COVID. COVID was there, we know. But besides COVID, there were many other patients who were just neglected. Heart patients, kidney related patients, heart attack patients. So last 2 years, you remember, did you heard any other cases? Only COVID. In fact, they put a ratio saying COVID has killed people less than the people killed in the accident per year. Road accidents? Yes. So this COVID has been given the highest banding. But road accident is just to simply follow the rules. You yourself or myself, while I am riding, while driving, if I don't follow basic rules, either I put my life in danger or put some other person's. So for that, government says, let us make our population an asset. So that is why it is justifying the chapter name, people a resource. When people will resource, I give whatever they need. If I don't provide you explanation, if I don't give you notes, if I don't clear your queries, then I ask that why is the marks less? Your performance is poor. What will be your first answer? So you didn't provide us any notes. Neither did you explain, nor did you follow up. Then how do you expect us to get good marks? Correct. Like countries like China, where population is to a certain extent has come to a halt or a control because it is a strict communist country. India being a democracy country, it is very difficult for India to make the policy strict. They have made one child norm compulsory. Can we make it in India? We don't follow that 2 child norms also. Forget about 1 child norm. So that is the reason this chapter will throw a highlight. Definitely population can be an asset if we provide them all this. Then let us go to this slide. Normally capital means money for you and me. But here the capital is linked with what? It is linked with human. Now do you think is human being also a capital? Yes. In fact, some developing countries and developed countries have proved that it is the most active capital. Now your parents are spending money on you. Education. Better medical facility. But once you complete, once you start earning, don't you think you will keep earning as long as you are physically fit? Do you think I put money in stocks? Is it going to give me results up till next 30, 40, 50? No. It may not. So what is human capital formation? Investment in providing decent facilities to human being to make them skilled. You understand the meaning of that skill? It's not only always education. Give them some training. Let them have a decent standard of life. It is not the government planning that only one section of the people must get qualified. No. As long as each and every citizen gets a bit of qualification, better standard of living, then only we can work on which capital formation? Human capital formation. Did you understand? The next concept. Now we are saying economic activities. I sit at home, no lectures today. I start painting my house. आप बोलेगा सर का लेक्चर नहीं है ना, घर पे बैठ के देखो क्या करो. Instead, I hire a painter. Which one you feel is an economic activity? I am hiring a painter is an economic activity, or myself painting my house is an economic activity? Hiring a painter, correct? Why do you say hiring a painter is an economic activity? Very good. He will come from morning 9 maybe to evening 5 and he will ask me a fixed charge for it. I need to provide him the material, whatever he needs. As far as I am going, nobody needs to pay. It's my house. I may do half an hour here, half an hour there, and I may go out, enjoy, then come back, then do. What do you think the painter is going to do? If he says, sir, 2 days, he will finish the work in 2 days. The third day, he might go for some other person. So, how do I define economic activity? Is nothing but an activity in which he is paying for the services that he is giving, he is receiving the money, and plus he is working for a fixed time only. So, whatever activity you do for which you get return in money for your fixed hours is called as economic activity. Is society is full of economic activity, or do we have non-economic activity also? Non-economic. Normally in our language we call it charity. NGO. What are NGO? Non-governmental organization. They don't charge any money from you, but they're not from government. Abhi Tata has a cancer hospital in the name of the Tata. Kokila Ben Hospital. Am I correct? Dhirubhai Ambani's wife's name. They might not charge very high or minimum. So I say it is an activity where the people are getting paid, but you are not charged. So those activities which you are doing out of your own, for which you are not going to get any payment, is called as non-economic activities. If I am singing to satisfy myself or to my family or my friends, it's a non-economic activity. But if the same singing I am doing it on a stage, for which I may be paid for it, if that becomes again an non-economic activity. Is it okay? So here we will understand the meaning and then we will classify. In fact, I have done here. So we have classification, we say primary, secondary and tertiary. Now, if I want to define what is primary, normally an activity which is taking place in agriculture and allied activities, primary sector. What is secondary sector? The sector in which raw materials are converted into finished products. Like you are a forklifter, you know what is the forklifter who operates the JCB machine. Are you working in agricultural sector? No, you are working in secondary sector. And what is tertiary, where you are providing service? Banking, transport, communication, etc. etc. And then this is what I was explaining. One is market and another is non-market. Those activities which are generally to reach, the product is to reach the market. A fixed time is given. A fixed deadline is given. And most important, a fixed payment is also given. Sir, आपका consignment 15 दिन के अंदर मेरा डॉक्स पर पहुंचना चाहिए. because it is traveling to US. It might take few months. So when I'm saying all the activities which are linked to the market to earn money, market, and which are not linked, I mean, just say making our tricolor flag. In fact, I was watching a documentary there only. Before that, 15th August and 26th January, you know, this national flag of different sizes are made. Now it has become one of the most profitable job. They do not find this time every house just got one small packets. So it has given employment to those people who are working. So we always believe every activity, either it is market or it is non-market. And next, I have to define unemployment. At least you know the meaning about unemployment. Any idea? At least in your own sentence, I will give you technical definition.
So those who are not employed and don't have enough.
Do not have a job. Correct. One, a person should be qualified. First, a person is first qualified. Correct. Second, is able. What is the meaning of the word able? No handicapness. No handicap. And the last and the most important, he is willing to work. इंडिया में है बहुत लोग, दोनों है, but बोलता नहीं सर मुझे काम नहीं करना. Can we say them कामचोर? So one you are qualified, one you are able, and one you are willing to work. Besides these qualities, you are not getting a job. No job, then you are definitely a. When I explain this unemployment, I said the rate at which the unemployment is growing is a serious problem to a country like India. Is India a labor abundant country? More of laborers? Correct? More and more laborers are not getting job. The mental frustration might allow them to go into which activity? Antisocial activities. You understand what is antisocial? Yeah, they might be getting into looting, robbery, and such a biggest problem the entire world is facing, terrorism. If you remember that attack of Pakistan over Bombay, the one of the person was caught. What was his name? He was Mr. Kasab. We can call him as a Kasab, Mr. also. He was hardly 16 and a half. 17 bhi nahi tha uska age. But what a cruel activity is that. Why? I heard his father couldn't give him a piece of new cloth when they were having Eid in Pakistan. Utter poverty. So somebody has promised him that you join our group, you will live or alive or dead, minimum 50,000 rupees will go to your house. For a person who could not afford a decent cloth, 50,000 is a big amount. I heard even there are, after every Friday namaz, one part of these Pakistan and Afghanistan have a big market. Market for what? Human bombs. You understand what are human bombs? They are ready to sell themselves for the sake of the family. They know. So we are a little bit going ahead, but then unemployment is one of the serious situations for a country like India. When you understand that, then we'll try to see types of unemployment that I'll be discussing, and if there is huge unemployment, what are its effects? Then Government of India has opened up many schemes like midday meal scheme. So now what is midday meal? All the school children are given. Then we have Jawahar Rozgar Yojana. Then Gramin Rozgar Yojana. There are only the schemes. You are not going to learn all in detail, but only some things. Is the entire chapter clear? So again, I start with one. I am going to explain why population is asset. Second, I am going to explain how human is what is the meaning of the word human capital formation. Then we have to understand what is an economic activity. Then activity is classified into primary, secondary, and tertiary. Next, we have two types of economic activities. One is market, another is non-market, and then we are understanding this. Now, you check your volume, both of you, and then tell me where do I start the notes from. Or if you want me to mark from the volume, or we can read two case study. The case studies one is one page number 141. उसके पहले मैं थोड़ा सा नोट्स दे देता हूँ पॉपुलेशन का और इसका, ठीक है? So write down population and asset because case study we have to read and we have to understand what is it. Population is the most important resource of any nation. Population is an important resource of any nation since it emphasizes the ability, its ability to contribute to the national income. Underline ability to contribute national income. Second point. It adds to the productive power, POW, of every economy just like any other physical or capital assets, just like any other physical or capital assets. Next, I normally call this as HCF, but you write on full. Put the heading and I'm giving the meaning. HCF, human capital formation. Point number, not point number, I'm giving the meaning. Humans provided with food, clothing, shelter, food, clothing and shelter, along with education and health facilities, results into, hyphen डाल देना, results into rich, long term source of income. Actually not source है, long term, काम करो, source cut कर दो, long term income generation, that will be better. Long term income generation. मतलब हम लोग जब तक जिंदा रहेगा, we keep on earning, correct? This is known as HCF. To directly write HCF. This is known as HCF. You check both these and let me know. Is it okay or you want me to give it in a simpler line because both are going to be asked. why population is an asset, and what is capital formation. If not, then we have two case studies. I'll personally read. You can, in fact, one is given here, and both are there. Sakal and Vilas. I'll give it to him only. Let he reads it, and you keep a pencil. So I'll just summarize. There is two personalities are there, not two personalities, two characters. The first one is it Sakal, and second one is Vilas. Now let's see how the Sakal is adding to the population as an asset, and how, what is the other person, Vilas, is it? He's not adding to the asset. So he will be reading Sakal's story and he will be reading Vilas' story. Come on. I will not interfere. It's a very simple story. Then I will ask questions on that. Come on.
There were two friends, Vilas and Sakal, living in the same village, Simapur. Sakal was a 12-year-old boy. His mother Sheila looked after domestic chores. His father Gita Chaudhary worked in an agricultural field. Sakal helped his mother in domestic chores. He also looked after his younger brother Jitu and sister Siti. His uncle Shyam had passed the matriculation examination.
You write there 10th standard. In those days, 10th standard they call it as matriculation.
But was sitting idle in the house as he had no job. Gita and Sheila were eager to teach Sakal. They forced him to join the village school, which he soon joined. He started studying and completed his higher secondary examination. His father persuaded him to continue his studies.
Persuaded. What is the other name for persuaded? Encouraged. He not only finished his 12th, but also he went ahead to study more. Who persuaded him to study more?
His father.
His father. Let's see.
He raised a loan for Sakal to study a vocational course in computers.
Underline computers. What is vocational, which is not part of his college or school? You understand vocational, na? Which is outside the academic, but he took a loan and made him to study computers. Now do you call computers as what? IT. Okay, let's see what Sakal is doing there.
Sakal was very curious and interested in studies from the beginning. With great vigor and enthusiasm.
Great vigor, excitement, enthusiasm. He was not a very lazy student because he is helping his mother, taking care of his sibling. Sibling means chota bhai bahan. Plus he is doing his studies. Plus he is doing a vocational course. Let's see how is Sakal doing then.
He completed his course. After some time, he got a job in a private firm. He even designed a new kind of software. This software helped him increase the sale of the firm.
Sale.
His boss acknowledged his services and rewarded him with a promotion.
Now the Sakal story is a perfect example of how population can be converted into. Let us see Vilas. What is? Both are from the same community.
Yes.
Same locality. Let's see.
Vilas was an 11-year-old boy residing in the same village as Sakal. Vilas' father, Manish, was a fisherman. His father passed away when he was only 2 years old. His mother, Geeta, sold fish to earn money to feed the family. She bought fish from the landowner's pond and sold it in the nearby mandi. She could earn only 150 a day by selling fish. Vilas became a patient of arthritis.
You know what is arthritis? Bone-related, backbone-related problem. He is medically not fit. Plus his dad is no more. And his mother is just selling fish. Let's see.
His mother could not afford to take him to the doctor. He could not go to school either. He was not interested in studies. He helped his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan.
The most important, was he interested in studies? How about Vilas?
He was interested.
He was interested, and he was what kind of a student? Meritorious. What is meritorious? Rank holder type. hard working type. देखो, here Sakal and Vilas might blame what? The circumstance. But was he hard working?
No, sir.
Was he meritorious?
No, sir.
Was he interested? No. Let's see.
After some time, his mother fell sick and there was no one to look after her. There was no one in the family to support them. Vilas too was forced to selfish in the same village. He, like his mother, earned only a meager income.
What does that meager means?
Small.
A very small income. And there are some questions. Let's see.
So,
Conclusion. You read. I let him read.
From the two case studies, we saw that Sakal had access to education and health facilities, while Vilas lacked the means to visit the doctor or even go to school. Sakal acquired a degree in computers and found a job in a private firm. Vilas continued with the same work as his mother and earned a meager income to support the family. He was uneducated and drew the same salary of an unskilled laborer as his mother. In the case of Sakal, several years of education added to the quality of labor. This enhances total productivity and in turn increased his income. Total productivity adds to the growth of the economy. This is called investment in human resource.
Can we call this as human capital formation?
Yes.
Yes, because whatever money was invested on Sakal is going to bring back not only that money but also multiples. Whereas the other boy, what's his name? Vilas, neither he was interested, nor he was medically fit, nor he is meritorious. Okay, is the line continuing?
Yes.
Let him read. You read.
Asset for a country.
do you notice any difference between the two friends? What are those? Yes, we noticed some differences between the two friends as follows. Sakal was living with his parents when Vilas lost his father at the age of 2 years. Sakal was physically strong and healthy. He did not need to visit the doctor frequently. Vilas was a patient of arthritis. He lacked the means to visit the doctor. Sakal is an active child and he was able to complete his studies with good guidance from his parents. On the other hand, Vilas could not complete his studies and lost his health also due to his inactive approach. Sakal acquired a degree in computers and found a job in the private firm while Vilas continued the same work as his mother. He earned a meager income like his mother to support a family. Sakal belongs to responsible parents who value the importance of education. Vilas could not study because his mother could not guide him at the time of need.
So it's very simple to tell you that how both people reacted. One, the family condition. Second, his own interest. So the first case is definitely a case of population becoming an asset. The second case is a perfect example of
Liability.
okay. So let's get to the worksheet part. I won't start new because we have 3 minutes to go. So let us go to that worksheet question answers. Let's see how many questions you can solve on your own. Read the first question. What is given?
Are the following statements true or false? Correct the false statements.
Let it be you do it at home. The next one.
Distinguish between physical and human capital.
This you can do. Physical capital means which are that I put it. I buy a house. It's a physical capital. What is human capital? Investment in education. Something like that. You make a list looking at your textbook or volume. Or what does the third question say?
Answer the question that.
Second one is easy. You understand what is human capital? Education, health facility, going for a picnic also, correct? And what else? Constructing good houses, hospitals. It's all investment in human capital. Physical assets क्या होता है? Buying a house, buying a car, investment on land, buying jewelries. It's a physical, है ना? Okay, start writing. You put the heading first, physical capital. And then write 4 or 5 example, the meaning of the word physical capital. And then you write human capital. So you have written everything of this what I have written on the board. You can take a picture of that and write it in your notebook, because I could see that he was copying down while I was doing. Okay. So I'll see you in my next lecture and we'll continue. So geography, which chapters are finished? Only one chapter. Two chapters. Which were the chapters? Drainage and economics just started. And in history, did I finish that Russian Revolution also?
Yes.
And the first chapter. Okay. I'll see you in my next lecture. Okay. Sure. I didn't see you. Thank you.